Hi guys, welcome to Little Meatballs Nursery. I'm Sandra. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning like I am. So I am returning. As you see, my gray hair sticking out of there. Um, so I am returning. This is part 2 for today. Um, so I left off the video with, I was showing you guys some of the Christmas gifts that I got from my youngest son, Danny, who is 8 years old. Um, so we're just going to continue with that. Jason just got back from the pantry, and they gave him a piece of strawberry rhubarb pie. I've never had strawberry rhubarb before, but I think it's supposed to be tangy, right? Um, I think it is, because I've never bought it. I think for that reason, that it's supposed to be tangy, I believe, but it's good. It's good. You know what? It's good. So I tasted some of that, and he brought home a bunch of usually it's hit or miss with the pantry over here. He went to a different one than the last time. Because usually we go to the church where they don't have any refrigerated or frozen stuff, though. They have only like um, actual pantry items, like canned goods and stuff like that, mac and cheese, pasta, stuff like that. So he went to this other one, and this is the one that we used a lot when we first had moved here, so years back. But he went, and it's really hit or miss. So I think that he did, I think they gave him some pretty good stuff this time around. Of course, anything is better than nothing, and so definitely stuff that we can make a couple of meals out of. Um, they gave him these really cute like little packs of raisins for a snack, so the kids like that. Although I don't know if they all eat raisins, but I don't know. Two giant bags of green grapes, guys. Now, usually getting fresh produce from the pantry is kind of, like I said, hit or miss. Last time he didn't bring home any produce, so this time he actually brought home a lot. Two giant bags of grapes. Now, these grapes, they're not like, on their way out neither. They look pretty fresh. And usually for like a 3-pound bag of grapes at Walmart, it's like $6, $7. And those are way over. I mean, there's two giant big bags, a big thing of dates, which I've never had dates before. I've had prunes, but I don't know if dates are around the same type of thing. I don't know, but I will eat them. And there was a bunch of other produce. Oh, a big bag of fresh pears, and a big bag of apples, and you got a giant bag of like already done mashed potatoes. Um, a lot of the stuff, they gave him a half a rack of ribs, like already prepared. A giant sandwich, like already done. I think, because a lot of the stuff is dated like yesterday or the day before. So they can't really sell this in the store anymore. And it looked like this kind of stuff. Like, we have a couple of really high-end grocery stores here. And so I think that a lot of the stuff, like I was looking at a couple of the stickers on them, and they are from that store, from Yolks and Fred Meyer. So those are, more upscale supermarkets here. So, stuff like that, they can't leave out, on their shelf past the date. So that's where it goes. But I'm grateful it does go there. So, and there was a couple of like other prepared meals. There was one but I threw it out because you don't mess around with, you know, um, fish that's outdated. So, but this would look like it had a really nice piece of salmon with like lemon on it, and some, like, I don't know if it's rice or risotto or what they had underneath, but and asparagus, fresh asparagus on it. It looked really good, but again, it was dated it said used by 2 days ago. So you don't mess around with the fish. At least I wouldn't, outdated like that. So, and I'm the only one that would have ate that anyway. So, but besides that, what else? There was a bunch of other stuff, but some canned stuff. Got a can of pumpkin pie filling, which can't do nothing with until we get a pie crust. Right now we're out of a lot of basic like butter, eggs, stuff like that. So gotta wait. It's just tomorrow. But anyway, so yeah, so he came back, and so anyway, so I'm gonna continue and show you the rest of what I currently have for Danny right now. Again, in the last video, I showed you the arts and crafts stuff that I got him so far. Still have to get crayons, and I'm gonna get him just like a giant thing of computer paper or like printer paper to go with it, because that's what Jason said is best to do. Because I think last year or the year before, I had gotten him a couple of really nice notepads by Melissa and Doug. It's a brand. If you don't have kids, it's a very good high quality brand of toys and art and stuff like that for the kids. You can find it on Amazon, Walmart, wherever. So I had bought him a couple of really nice, like a notepad set, so it had all like I think I got him one with the lined paper and one with just the, white sheet of paper, but he didn't use them. And as I was looking in his art drawer yesterday, when I was cleaning up his room, he still has both that I don't think he's ever used. I think that the computer paper for him, the printer paper, is a lot easier to, I guess, draw and color and trace and all that when it's not in a book. Because, with the book, I guess it's hard. You got to fold over the flap, and it gets in the way of kind of, turning the paper the way you need it turned and all that. So I think I'm just going to get him like a big set of the computer paper to go with his art stuff, I mean. And then might get him a couple other little art things. I don't know. It really depends, if I go to the store, if I don't, when I go to the store, when I don't. I know I want to get to Walmart before Christmas, obviously, sometime. So it's either I'm going to go this week, the first week of November, or the first week of December. Usually I like to go November, December, because that's when the Christmas stuff is out, and I usually get the like stocking stuffers in person, because there's so many little things that Walmart won't deliver and also can't be shipped. So that kind of stuff I like to go in person for. And also ornaments. I feel like ornaments are personal. So you like to go to the store and look through everything they have and then pick out, because I like to get them a special ornament each year. I did find some on Amazon because I know what they're into. So, for Ethan, it would be a Stitch, Lilo and Stitch ornament. And for Danny, he wanted a Sonic the Hedgehog ornament last year, which I did not get him because I got them not so much themed stuff to what they like, but more for my tree. So, like, when I brought them with me to Walmart, I told them each to pick out a special ornament for the tree. Now, listen, Walmart has some really great bargains on ornaments, like for 97 cents, $1.99, even $2.99. But then once you jump up to Hallmark brand, they go anywhere, especially in Walmart. They go from like $10, $15, $20, even $30 I've seen for an ornament. That times 3, that can get really pricey for an ornament. So I told them to just pick out an ornament that was like $1 to $3, something like that. And they each picked out really cute ones. One of them got a gingerbread house. One of them got, I know I picked coffee. It was a coffee cup in I think it was a coffee mug. I don't know. And then, Jack doesn't care. Just pick whatever, But Ethan, I forgot which one he picked. I forgot what we have, actually, because it's been a while now, right? So this year, I think I want to, like, okay, here's the thing. If I'm spending $10 to $15 on an ornament, it's going to be wrapped as a gift. Because I don't have that, that extra, times three, like I said. So that extra $30, $40 to spend on an ornament that's not a gift, that you're just going to put up on the tree. So I thought this year I would get them an ornament more geared towards what they like, as far as character wise, and then wrap it, and that would be part of their Christmas Eve gifts. So I might do that. So I might do, for this year, for anybody that's new here or that didn't follow me last year, around Christmas time, we do like Christmas Eve, 3 gifts. So I do 3 gifts a piece. Last year we did 4, I believe. But anything I give them Christmas Eve are more of useful presents than, fun presents. So last year they each got a book. They each got a pair of slippers. They each got a hooded one-piece, like union suit zip-up pajama, and a big giant tin of popcorn, that has the caramel popcorn, the cheddar, and the regular. So this year I'm trying to stick with the same kind of thing, maybe tweak it a little bit. So, like, the joke book that I showed you guys last video, I might like put that in Danny's Christmas Eve stuff, maybe, because I could see him like reading that, Christmas Eve, telling jokes, on Christmas Eve. And so I'm gonna try to stick with a book still. Pajamas, of course, because it's kind of a win-win for mom, because pajama is something they need anyway, but it's also as a gift for Christmas Eve, and they could wear it to bed Christmas Eve. So I know a lot of moms that do like the Christmas pajamas. They open on Christmas Eve to wear, Christmas Eve. But I try to do more practical, I guess, pajamas that they could wear all winter instead of just one night. So I'm thinking this year, though, I might do robes instead of pajamas, because they got the zip-up onesies last year that still fit them this year. And I already got Jack a robe. I had bought him this robe when it was on clearance in, like, I want to say March or April, something like that. And it happens to be the same exact plush material and print as the pajamas, as the zip-up that I got him last year to wear. So it is the same Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skeleton faces and all that. So I got him that robe when it was on. I mean, when I tell you it was on, they're regularly $25, and I got it for, I think, $5.99, maybe, something like that. So I grabbed that, and now I'm thinking I should have grabbed the other one for Ethan, but I did not. So I just grabbed that one. I do currently have in my Walmart cart the one I want to get Ethan. Let's just fingers crossed that it's still there Wednesday when I could grab it. It's Stitch. It is the Stitch print. Same one, again, that he has the zip-up of. So it would be nice if they have matching, like a zip-up, or you could do a robe, to have matching pieces. So I don't even have matching pieces like that, okay? So that one is in my cart at Walmart, and that is still on sale. Not as good as the other one, but it's still on sale. I think $9.98, something like that. So as long as that's still there, I will get that. And then I just have to get Danny a robe, because he outgrew the one he had. And he has had this robe, I want to say, for 3 years now, at least, or more. And it just, now it's ridiculously, tight. He can't wear it. He still could put it over, on, but it doesn't nowhere near, close like a robe should. It's very, anyway. So he needs a new one anyway. So that's for that. Okay, so Christmas Eve is going to be robes, books. I'm still going to get them the popcorn tins again this year, because that was a big hit. They really loved it. And when I tell you all the popcorn went, it went. So that was actually a really good deal. and I think they're around $6 a piece around the holidays, and they give you a good amount of popcorn. So that lasted for, um, holiday break, when we watch family movie time and stuff like that, they would have their snack already. So the popcorn tins, book, robes, and I already got them, which is, I don't know. I showed you guys these already. I don't know if you remember, but I think it was back in July, I want to say, or maybe even earlier. I got them on Prime Day deal. It had to be July or June. I forgot if Prime Day is June or July. But they do have another Prime Day deal thing coming up on the 7th and 8th, I think it is, of October. Um, but I had bought the giant snackables or snackimals, I forget what they're called, but they're these giant soft, they're kind of like squishmallows, but not as foam squishy like. They're more like a plush, but the outside of them is really, really soft. Got those for $5. They were like $5 a piece, except Jack's was a little more because his isn't technically holiday theme. Um, so I got Danny the Santa. It's a giant Santa, and he's holding a giant candy Mentos roll. So they call it snackimals or snackables. I forgot what it is, snackable, snackimals, something like that. Because they're all these animals, different plush animals that are holding some kind of snack. Okay, so Santa was holding like the Mentos, and then Ethan, I got him because I know he loves Olaf, from Frozen. So I got him the snowman, which the snowman I believe is holding a giant candy cane, maybe. But I want to say that no, it has to be a brand name something. The snack is actually the brand name of some other, I don't know what it is, but I know it was Mentos for Santa. I don't know what Olaf is holding. He's not Olaf. It's a snowman. He's holding some other kind of snack, so I got that for Ethan. And then Jack, I got him a penguin. A penguin. And the penguin is holding a bowl of Baskin Robbins mint chocolate chip ice cream. So, the outside of the cup, you can tell it has the logo for Baskin Robbins, and then it has the mint chocolate chip ice cream in the cup. So I thought those were really cool. Okay, it's a little bit different because, again, last year they got the plush slippers. So this year I'm not going to do slippers again. So they'll get that. So I already got those, all three of them. Already got Jack's robe, so I got to get the 2 robes, a book for Ethan and Jack, and then the popcorn tins. But that's the popcorn and all that stuff. I don't get any actual candy or cookies or whatever I'm putting in the stockings. I try to hold off on that for last minute, guys, because Mom has been known to, as I'm wrapping presents or going through the gifts or whatever I'm doing, and then I happen to see some chocolates, and Mom ran out of her own chocolate, and gotta improvise. So sometimes, so the candy. So what happens is, I'll say, okay, I'll just take one, or I'll just take one, this, and then before I know it, by the time I'm unwrapping everything, I'm like, oh shit, I thought I got more candy than this. So now I know better, because otherwise I'm spending double the money on stocking stuff for candy, because Mom is guilty and I'm eating them all. So not all, that's why a lot of times it's funny too is, and Christina could confirm this, I don't eat Snickers. Okay, I don't eat anything with nuts. I don't eat Snickers. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm laughing. Inside joke. But I don't eat anything with Snickers. Anything with Snickers. I don't eat anything. I don't eat anything with Snickers. I don't. I don't eat anything with nuts. I don't like candy with nuts in it. And I don't even like peanut butter. So I don't like candy. I don't like Reese's I mean, I could eat it, and not, you know, be like grossed out with it. But I wouldn't choose it. I wouldn't, like, it's not a go-to for me. I wouldn't, I mean, like, I could take it or leave it with peanut butter candy, you know, even if it has chocolate cover all over it. To me, I don't know. The two don't go together. For me, I don't like it. Um, so, and then last year, I don't know if it's, I think because a lot of times, like in the theater style box candy, like M&Ms or, you know, anything like that in the box, you know, like you would get in a movie theater. They don't put them, they used to put them in like a plastic bag that you have to open in the box. Now they don't. Now they just put them directly in the box. And a lot of times it will take on a weird flavor. I don't know if it's because where they were sitting next to in the store, the warehouse, or whatever. But so I won't get those anymore because last year I had to throw 3 of them away. Um, so yeah, so usually if my kids like a candy that has nuts in it, I will get that first because I know I won't eat it. I know I will not eat the nuts. So I won't, you know, if like I know Jack likes oh my god, what's the one that Jack loves anything Reese's. So he loves peanut butter Reese's cups. He loves the, you know, Nutrageous bars and the whatever else there. So I will buy those first before any other candy that I actually like. So that's how we work the stocking stuffer candy. So yeah, so that's the lineup for Christmas Eve. But I don't have to worry about that, like, you know, because as it gets up to Christmas time, we start baking. So, you know, we're gonna start making the Italian 3-color rainbow cookies and, you know, the mocha balls. My husband likes to make mocha balls, which those do have nuts in it, but they are so finely chopped up and mixed with coffee and powdered sugar and all those. You really don't, I mean, it is a nut cookie. It is a nutty cookie. Nutty is all right, okay? Not nuts. I like nutty. And then nutty flavoring is good, okay? So, I can't wait to start baking, guys. And you know what? I think, you know what's funny? I actually did the last time I made artichoke, stuffed artichoke, I actually made a video. It was all hands-on, okay? And I showed how you prepare the artichoke and wash it and soak it and cut the leaves off, and I showed you all the stuffing and everything, okay? I stuffed it with you guys, everything. It was like about 45 minutes long. And once again, Sandra's mouth kept running, and I felt like I watched it back before I was going to post it. And I think this was a couple months back. And so it was at a time where I was not feeling my best. I was not into the videos like I once was, or am now. So I felt like I kept on talking, and then, you know, I would start thinking about something, you know. Then that's how a lot of times, you know, I've actually learned to think about things a lot more before I start yapping away. But then a lot of times if I overthink those things, then I don't want to make a video at all. So I'm kind of trying to find that balance of, okay, I know you guys like my videos, partially because it's real life, and I talk about a lot of real topics and real things that go on in everyday life. Some people don't like that, and so I've kind of had to find that, you know, kind of balance. So I think back then, I really wasn't. I think now I try to be a little more curbed with with the things I'm talking about to everyone. Because while some people may enjoy it, like I said, I don't want to offend anyone if I can help it. Um, but at the same time, as a content creator, you got to be true to yourself. So um, I just think now I think a little bit more when I'm watching something back, especially. I try not to put too much thought into it, um, because I've always said this, you're not going to be able to please everybody across the board. But um, I started talking about topics in that video that maybe I was a little hot-headed about at the time. And so I felt very strongly about these things. And while I might still do, I think now I wouldn't start like in a video nowadays, a couple months, later. Um, I wouldn't say the same things now, because maybe I don't feel that way now. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel the same way as I did. Um, so so when I had watched it back, it was too much to edit out too, because I there was kind of multiple things that I was talking about. Um, and to be honest with you, I said a couple names. I did say a couple names in that video. And at the time, it seemed like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to do it. you know? But then I realized, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. Because, too, when you're talking about somebody maybe not in the best light, um, you know, you just don't, at least with me, right? Um, I start to feel bad. I don't like to, it's not my intention to hurt others. I don't want to, um, maybe, especially if somebody doesn't know a full story of something, you know, um, I don't want then other people to maybe judge that person in a certain way, um, because that may be just my experience with the person. And I've said that many times too, is that that's one of the main reasons that stops me from mentioning names of people in a bad way. I mean, like if I don't have the greatest experience with these people, because your experience may be different than mine. And when you mention someone by name and you're putting out there your feeling on that person, your specific situation with that person, those are your feelings, your thoughts, and your interaction with that particular person. That may not be what the next person thinks. That may not be how the next person feels about that same person, that very same person that you're talking smack about, right? Or even if it's not smack, even if it's something real, you know, um, you know, you just don't want to give someone a bad name, for, for your experience, I guess, with them. I guess that's what I mean. Um, it's different saying, a company sent you, a wrong thing, or a store sent you this, shitty stained bib. But when I talk in general about other things, about experiences with um, a singular person, or maybe even another fellow YouTuber, or a friend, or whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. When you're talking about that a specific person like that, and you say not so nice things about that person, or trying to prove a point to a million other people about, this, and look at this, and look at that, and oh my gosh, she's a terrible person for doing this, and you know, that's your experience. So, you know, and everybody's going to have their own view of others. So that's why I don't do that. Um, I don't know. And to anybody that does do that, I think that it really, you know, shows who they are. You know, it shows that they are not worried about hurting other people's feelings or, you know, the next person. So we'll just leave it at that. But that's why I don't personally do it. So I had said some things on that video, and that's why that artichoke video never got posted. But I am going to be making, I don't know if I'm going to do more artichokes coming up for Thanksgiving, or I'm going to stick with stuffed mushrooms this year, because artichokes, they could get expensive. Mushrooms are fairly cheap, and you use the same stuffing. You use the same stuffing in them. So, excuse me. So I think if I'm going to do a video, or maybe I'll just do one artichoke so I could just show you guys how to do it, because since I'm using the same stuffing anyway, for the mushroom and the artichoke, I might as well just get one and just show you guys how to do that in case you wanted to try it yourself for the holiday season. I could also show you guys when we do the Italian cookies, so or the mocha balls. I can like film Jason while he's doing the dough and all that mix, and I guess I just want to get a feel for how many people might be interested in seeing some holiday baking or cooking or something on my channel this coming holiday season, because it is coming up quick. So yeah, so needless to say, I didn't get a chance to post that video, but I erased it, and you know, so I'm thinking more. I'm thinking, but don't overthink, Sandra. Don't overthink. Just the right amount of thinking, you know. So yeah, I mean, that could be something, you know, that I could do as well. I know me and Jason, I asked him if he might be interested in doing maybe like a couples tag, like once a month maybe, just to, you know, give some depth to the channel. Maybe, you know, he could ask me some questions, I could ask him some questions, instead of doing like you know, I don't know, just something a little different. And I'm still, guys, I'm still trying to figure out, I would like to do a live one of these days. It would be really nice to do a live, and I guess more or less I'm worried about like how I would read the comments or questions and then answer and be doing what, you know, I'm not really great at multitasking. So you know, it might kind of turn out to be a fluke, you know, or a flop, or whatever you want to call it. And you know, it's way different too, right? It's way different to make a video, you know, and then because I'm able to watch it back before I put it up. So whereas like I was just telling you about the artichoke video, if I had been on a live showing you guys how to make artichokes, and then all of a sudden I started talking about these things, and then there'd be no way to erase that, you know, or to say, nope, you know, take a step back. This is really not what I want to put out there, you know. So, you know, but I mean, it's still something that I'm thinking about. I'm also worried that I'm gonna get too nervous, you know, or get too anxious about it, you know, and then it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of things to consider, and I also have to do it when I'm here by myself, because you just never know. You know, you never know to live, and who's gonna fart, who needs this, who has to go outside, who wants to go up here. It's just a whole, you know. But it is something that I can, you know, strongly consider. I mean, that being said, I haven't been doing face-to-face videos all that long. It hasn't even been a year. January actually will make 1 year since I've been doing face-to-face videos. Wait, is that true? No. I think the year before. Right? Yes, that's right. The year last year. Yes, Sandra. Cool, 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 cool. No, the year before. The year before January. So January would be 2 years that I've been doing face-to-face videos. I told somebody had asked me, wait, who said it? Who said it? A different Christina. The other Christina in Florida. Hey, girl. Christina. She emailed me as well. Asking about videos because she just started collecting, started collecting reborns, where she has a channel right now, but it's not about dolls. And, she asked about, how she could start her doll channel. And she noticed that, some videos just show hands, they don't do face to face. And she says, I would, imagine it's a better way to showcase the doll itself, and I had told you, right, that I started in January. You were probably like, what? Because I think you've been watching me the whole time. You're probably like, what? That's Girls Cuckoo. No, it was the January before. So January of 2024, I believe it was. Yeah. That could be wrong too. It could be. Listen, my perception of time sometimes is just not there. No time. Anyway, I better get moving along because I know the perception of time when my kids are going to come home, and it's going to be shortly. Okay. So yes, all that to say, the artichoke video never made it to production. So, it did make it just didn't make it to live TV, broadcasting live. Anyway, now I'm getting in a silly, giggly mood. Maybe it's the strawberry rhubarb. So, yes, my whole point in that was that maybe, I'm doing this thing with my, maybe, I'm like the Wicked Witch of the West. Maybe, I'm getting all these hairs are going on my nose and everything. Go, get out of here. Maybe. I'm excited. Maybe. Maybe I can show you guys. Sorry. Maybe I can show you guys how to trim your wig. How to trim your... Sorry guys, let me just take a breather here, okay? Some holiday recipes, all right? We'll do some something, all right? So, oh, and I'm so upset. Before I get into the rest of Danny's gifts, I'm so upset. My chain broke. Yes, it did. My chain. The clasp on the back of the chain. I mean, it was a delicate chain, but I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. But the little closer to the clasp, if it was just the round piece, I could have probably had Jason like attach it because it's still there. But the chain itself actually broke. So there is no piecing it together. I still have my charms, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to get a new chain for it, but I have to make sure that the opening on the charms are big enough for whatever chain I get, to put them through. So most likely I'm gonna have to bring the charms to the store with me, to make sure before I buy the chain, or I can order one. I could order a chain on Amazon, and if it doesn't, I'll just measure it. If it doesn't fit, then obviously I could return the chain, but yeah, that was kind of sad. I was so bummed. I was like, no, not my necklace. It was really, that was devastating too, but easy fix. Okay. So let's get to it. Let's get to it, okay? So Danny is into a few different things right now. Loves the Amazing Digital Circus, so you will see some of those toys here. He loves not too much into Spider-Man anymore. I love SpongeBob, but the only one that ever was really into SpongeBob was Ethan. And he's kind of too old now for the cool toys that they have out. He actually had, I don't know if any of you remember the Imaginext toys of SpongeBob. They had his Pineapple House and the Krusty Krab restaurant, and Ethan had those one year for Christmas. He got those, but I think they came out with new ones now. It's been a few years, but I think they came out with the new ones now for Imaginext of SpongeBob, and I think they're so cool. Like, I would totally play with them, and I loved playing with those when he had them. So, well, Stitch, of course, he loves Stitch too, but there was something else he loves. I don't know what I was anyway, Amazing Digital Circus. Oh, the boyfriend and girlfriend that I was telling you about. Danny has never been into Five Nights at Freddy's. My older two were. So I think that was kind of like the new thing when they were littler, little kids. And then now it's kind of faded to the back. Like, they don't really, because they're more interested in electronics now. But anyway, so Danny loves the Digital Circus, and he's been into Hello Kitty. Okay, I know, okay. It's not really all for girls, Hello Kitty. Now, when I was growing up, I loved Hello Kitty too. But I never really liked cats, remember? I was more of a doll person. Never liked the cats or anything like that. I did have pound puppies, and, God, we were watching some back in the 80s toy commercials. And I don't know if I told you guys this already about this, but there was this one doll that I cannot for the life of me remember the name of, that I had when I was real little. And I remember this doll so clearly because I loved her so much. I carried her around with me everywhere. And she had the cutest little clothes that were hard plastic that snap on. And I never could think of the name. They came out in 1976. Now, I was born in 78. But I finally came across the commercial for these dolls. And I was so beyond thrilled to finally know the name of them. And as soon as I was done watching that a YouTube thing, I searched on Mercari for these things, and quite a few of them came up. A lot of them obviously used, but there was a couple of play sets that were brand new. Now, being that they're from 76, they are a little pricey, and I would imagine, depending on where these items were kept, and that's why it's so important to ask when you're buying vintage dolls, not even just vintage, but especially if they're vintage. Where was the item stored? Was it stored in a basement, an attic, a garage? Because all these things matter if you are concerned about smells, right? Because if you store them in a basement, since the 70s, most likely they're going to have some kind of mildew odor, okay? If they're stored in an attic, since the 70s, most likely they're going to have that old kind of mothball scent, right? And if they're stored in the garage, you always have the chance of it smelling like chemicals, gasoline, anything like that. So it's really important to ask. Anyway, so those dolls. They are called Dolly Pops. Does anybody remember Dolly Pops? They're these little, like, 3-inch dolls. Mine was adorable. She had the blonde molded hair up here, and then the actual fiber hair in pigtails. Blonde hair, like a yellow blonde color. And she had the cutest little face, no nose. I think it's just the eyes and a smile. And then her outfits, it was one piece, and it was hollow in the back, and then it had, you just snap it together. You just snap it onto the doll, and then you snap it off, and underneath she's just wearing her white undershirt, like a tank undershirt, and her white little underwear, and then you just buy the separate little clothes. It was a lot easier to dress these as a toddler than Barbie, you know? So you just get the outfits, snap them on. There was those were, I remember those so clearly. They were such a strong memory in my mind of those dolls. Um, Dolly Pops, they're called. And if you don't quite remember off the top of your head, go look them up and then come back and comment below and let me know if you remember those. Um, and there was another one that I loved so much. But all those 80s toys coming back. She-Ra is back. I had, I think her name was Frost. She was the one with the blue cape, I think, and she had the blue stone in her little hairpiece or whatever she's wearing. I loved I had the She-Ra too, that was dressed in gold and white. Loved those. So they came back out with those. And of course, My Little Pony, Pound Puppy, all those Rainbow Bright, Strawberry Shortcake, they're all out on Amazon now. Even My Buddy is back. My Buddy and Me. And there were so many other ones, but these commercials really did it for me. What I didn't see on there was Baby Chrissy, and I loved Baby Chrissy. I did have the baby doll, but what I remember more was the actual 18-inch fashion doll that had the knob on her back and everything, and her hair, grew out, and then you can make it shorter again. But I didn't have Chrissy. I had the one in the blue dress with the black hair and the blue eyes. Oh my God, I knew her. I forgot what her name is off the top of my head. But my grandma worked with a lady named Vera. And she worked with Vera. Was it Vera or Libby? I don't know. One of those, they're both my grandma's friends. One of them. They, for my birthday, she had bought me this doll, and I remember I loved that doll so much. But I did not see commercials for Chrissy or Baby Chrissy, so I'm gonna have to look that up. Of course, they had all like Hug a Bunch, and Christina was just asking in her video yesterday about the Wuzzles. Christina, I love the Wuzzles. Those are the ones that have if I'm thinking of the right ones, with the one is a lion, but he's half lion, half bumblebee, and then he has like the bumblebee wings and the antennas, but he's a lion with a mane. There was another one that's a hippo, half ladybug, I think, if I'm thinking of the correct ones. But there's a bunch of them. But Dolly Pops, that was the one that I could not think of. And there was a bunch of others, but I don't know. I can't think of all that now. Let's get back to Hello Kitty, right? So when we were I'll show you this first. So when we were at Walmart in August, I think it was, we went. He had seen this, and he had it in the cart the entire time, and he said, "Mommy, please, please, please." And at the time, I was getting him the sidewalk chalk, and I got him a train set that was on clearance, and a couple other more summer things, like a ball, a catch and throw thing. And anyway, so I said, I can't get that for you now too. And it was full price, this thing, okay? So I said, Santa will bring it. So he's thinking, okay, I bought it. I'm just not giving it to him now. I'm holding it till Christmas. But I had put it back, okay? Because I couldn't spend $15 on a figure then. When I just figured I'll put it back, and then I could buy it next month. When I went to look for it in September, it was completely sold out. Could not find it on Amazon. I was freaking out because it was like the one thing, that he wanted so bad in there, and I promised he would get it for Christmas. I'm like, shit, I should have put it back. So I've been searching. Luckily, I found it. I went back last month. I found it on Walmart, but it was through a third-party seller. But I don't care. I grabbed it anyway because it was only I think $2 or $3 more than the original price anyway, but I didn't want to take a chance of not having it. So he loves Hello Kitty, but he loves this one figure, this one character, should I say. and it is Kuromi. So he loves Kuromi. That is not actually her original look. She usually has on a black, which I'll show you in a minute, but I guess this is like a premiere. Yeah, premiere figure. So from what I gather, Kuromi is Hello Kitty's sister, maybe, or her cousin, maybe just a friend. I don't know, but she is in the newer Hello Kitty cartoons. So yeah, so that he likes this, and I think because she is also a jester clown, right? And Pomni is his favorite character from the Digital Circus, so I think that's how he found her originally, and then he started asking about her, and then he started watching Hello Kitty. So those are the figures on the back. So that's Hello Kitty there, and My Melody, I believe, is her sister. Cinnamon is a cinnamon roll. I guess that's her dog. I don't know exactly. I mean, I remember Hello Kitty growing up, but I don't think I was really, again, big into Hello Kitty because I didn't like the cats or dogs or nothing. Yeah, so that's Kuromi. That's the one I got. I mean, it is really a really pretty figure. And she's like on a cloud, and she has the moon behind her, and it's pretty heavy too. Not as heavy as a Funko Pop, because those things could be heavy. But it does have weight to it, so it's not like a light figure. But this is more for display purposes. Because again, it comes with the cloud stand. I don't think that could come off, because they're showing them all with the cloud. But then again, I could be wrong, that maybe that's just the stand. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't about to, she's really cute too, isn't she? So I wasn't about to have a Christmas morning without Kuromi, you know? Okay. So, but before I found that, so when I originally noticed that it was sold out, and I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? So when I was looking for that on Walmart online, this came up. So I got this first before the figure. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have got this set. But it was a good deal too, okay? So you ready? So we got My Melody. There's Hello Kitty. And there's Kuromi. And she has more of like, see, she's the jester clown. I think, see, this is her original look. This is what Kuromi looks like on a regular day, I guess. So she has the black, I don't know if anybody knows more about these characters, let me know, because I'm not too sure. Like, you know, I remember Hello Kitty like this, you know, and he has one like this, and he has a Kuromi with the black. So that's why when I seen the purple, I was like, okay, well, and she has that like little kind of like, you know, don't fuck with me smile. That's what I call it, you know? Don't mess with me, you know? I don't know what this is. To me, they said it's a mushroom or something, or like I'm not too sure. To me, this looks like a skull, and they're saying no, that's not what it is. I don't know. To me, it looks like a skull, unless it's like I don't know. I guess it could be an octopus too. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so this is the 3: Melody, Hello Kitty, and Kuromi. They're pretty big too. I would say they're 10-inch plush. I got these for, I think, $23. And I think I had like $5 Walmart cash, so that's when I grabbed this. So it was like, I don't know, 18, but you know. So that's the Hello Kitty. And I don't think I'm gonna get him anything else Hello Kitty this year. I think, again, it's just the Kuromi figure that he really wanted. Okay, so let's move on to. So I did get him a Stitch plush, of course. He specifically asked. I wanted to get him a bigger one, but he did write on his Santa list. Yes, my kids already wrote a letter to Santa. They will write another one. Well, at least Danny will write another one. Probably, I would say, in November, just to kind of get, because a lot of times, after the wish books come out, like, I know they already came out. So we're just waiting for them to mail. The Amazon wish list and the Walmart wish list, after their toy books come out, we go through them, and they each put their initial next to things that they may want. And then, so their letter kind of shifts a little bit, or things are added to it, kind of, because they see things in the wish book and they're like, oh, well, instead of this, can I get that? And little do they know that sometimes mom already got the stuff. But, it could be adjusted. That's why I didn't go crazy up front. This time around, I didn't go crazy with his stuff, because I wanted to allow space for a couple of newer things as, time gets closer to Christmas. So I wanted to get him the big Stitch plushie, but he specifically asked for a hand-sized one, because he likes to play with his plushies, so he likes to, be able to hold them. And I thought this one was so cute. So he's got his little Stitch plush. I still might get him a bigger one. I don't know, to go with. I don't know, but I know he likes this size. And I think that's a 7-inch. And then this I also got on a deep sale. So this is another item that I was going to get them last Christmas. I did not get one for Ethan because only the smaller size was on sale. I got this for $5. It is a blanket that looks like a giant burrito wrap. Like a big, basically you're a burrito. And ever since he was little, like a toddler, Jason would always get a blanket and they would put it on the floor, and he would say, Daddy, roll me, like a burrito. So he always wanted to, when Jason would roll him up tight in the blanket like this. So when I came across these, that look like the actual burrito, that I was like, oh, I have to get that for him. So again, I would not buy this at full price. I mean, again, it's really tight in there, but you could kind of see the little pattern here. It's really tight in here, but it's a pretty big blanket. I think it's 56 round. I know it's big enough for Danny to go in it. So they had bigger sizes, but again, they were like $20, and I wasn't paying $20 for a burrito blanket. Especially the reviews say that it's a thin blanket. Even though it's fleece, it's not really meant, I don't think, to be like, I could see like a couch throw or something, but I don't think it's really like meant for dead of winter blanket, So, and my kids, they tend to like comforters more anyway, they keep them cooler, kind of like, it's not like that fleece material, it's more of a comforter, so this is more for play. I feel more of like a costume type thing, more than a functional blanket. But for $5, I couldn't pass it up. So he will be a burrito this year. Hey, maybe he could be that for Halloween. I couldn't walk outside with that. But so I got him that. And they have really cool pillows as well that match. So like, you could either get like the cover for a throw pillow you already have, or they do sell like the actual round like pillow itself. So I don't know, we'll see. Last year I got him and Ethan both giant miraculous ladybug pillows. Well, Ethan got the cat noir because it's just a black cat with green eyes, and Danny got the miraculous ladybug. Giant. It's just the head, giant, and it has a little zipper in the back. But you can't really put anything in there anyway. But it's huge. It's fluffy, and Ethan doesn't use his, and I mean, I just got them last year, so I'm not gonna get them another giant pillow. But anyway. Okay, so now on to the 4 items that I currently have of Amazing Digital Circus, and that's it for now. But I do have another character coming in the mail tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be here, that I had bought 2 weeks ago, that it was on back order. And currently I have 2 other characters of the same size in my Amazon cart that I plan on getting to complete the collection of this size plush. And then there are 2 other Amazing Digital Circus items that do not come out until October 15th. And those are on back order as well, but I pre-ordered those, so just waiting on those. So altogether, there's another 4 or 5 Digital Circus items. And after that, and then the other stuff I told you, crayons and the books, and then he's done. Some people might say, you hardly got him anything. Some people might say, you got him too many things already. It's really all a matter of personal preference. So this is the current figure that I have for him. These are the ones, now they just came out with a second series, so there are other ones besides these, but he already has these 2 up here. This one is the one in the box, and this one is the one I have in the cart currently, that was sold out before, but now is back in stock, so I will get him that to complete this 4 set. And then they just came out with a second series that he wants 2 of those, so it really depends if they're out before Christmas or not, which I think they probably will be. So these run about $15 a piece, and he's really big into the collectible items right now, I feel, because he likes to unbox them. So he likes to do little videos and unbox stuff, and he doesn't talk in his videos. He just does like he's really good at with the music. He puts it together with, like, you know how some videos, how they have like a baby doll outfit and they'll throw it at the doll, and then the doll is automatically dressed as soon as the outfit hits the doll. That's kind of what they do here. So he'll show it in the box, and then he'll, like, you know, instantly cut the scene, and it goes straight to the item being out of the box. So it's really cool. It's really cool how he does it. But anyway, so yeah, so this is Gummy Goo, and I watched the episode with him in it. He's kind of like, he's an AI character, and he seems pretty nice to me. I don't know, he seemed like he wanted to befriend Pomni and, you know, that kind of thing. This is a premiere collection, and so yeah, the other collection is a little different. And if you don't know what the Amazing Digital Circus is, I will just read it briefly here, and some people are going to be like, oh my god, that's terrible, you let him play with those, and other people will be like, oh, that's cool, yeah, my kid has the same one. So it is, the Amazing Digital Circus is a psychological dark comedy about cute cartoon characters who hate their lives and want to leave. So they are stuck in an AI VR headset game, and the ringleader, this guy, which I have the plush here, I'm going to show you him, he kind of keeps them there, stuck in the VR world, and they can't leave. So, now, I will say that there are episodes where he's not allowed to watch them at all. Like, I have to watch the episode before I even allow him to watch it. And the newest one they made, the last one, he's not allowed to watch that at all. And that's mainly because they show guns in there, and I do not allow my kids to watch anything that involves guns or gun violence or anything like that. They are not allowed to watch that. I am completely against guns. I think that causes a majority, a large part of the issues and problems in this country, but I'm not going to go into that. Okay. So, this is the ringleader, and his name is Kane. And I know some people are going to take a step back from their screens right now. Yes, he is. His eyeballs are in his mouth. At first, I was like, ew, why? But, you know, I mean, I didn't realize that he has two different color eyes, so that's cool. He's a blue eyeball and a green one. And then he has his little top hat because he's the ringleader. Which, what I don't like is that he did not come with an actual cane because he has this in the show. And his name is Kane, obviously not spelt that way. There is an I in there, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Moose Toys, you should have. Is this Moose or Glitch? This is Glitch Toys by the Moose Company. Yeah, so Moose Toys. So Moose Toys, I feel like you should have given him a little cane. I mean, you know, come on. So that is, now these are all about 9-inch plush. So he does want, so the other one, Ragatha, which she is the modern day Raggedy Ann, with a button eye. She is coming, that's the one that's coming tomorrow. And then there are, he has this one, he has Pomni, he needs Kinger, which is a chess piece. So he needs a couple more of these to complete the collection of this size. So that is that guy. And then I have two more of the bigger size plush. So this is the guy and then they all come in these really cool boxes, which I think are really nice, especially for gift giving. To, you know, easier to wrap. Like, I love how they have the front piece here. So this is actually the figure I just showed you, but in the big plush. So this is Gummy Goo, and he basically is a crocodile, I guess, right? He's a crocodile. He has the Velcro hands, and his legs are really long, and he has his little hat. He's yellow and green. So he is the same as this guy here. So that is him. And again, he's an AI figure. You know, there's some of them are AI and some of them are like trapped in the headset from playing. Probably not listening to their parents and not getting off in time. He said that Pomni's like 20 something years old. I'm like, she does not look 20. I thought she was a kid. No. I don't know. But anyway, so this is a smaller one. I think they're from the same collection though, but so this one's name is Gangle, and Gangle is, which at first I did not like her. I didn't think that that it was a really great, I don't know, concept. I don't know. So she is one that's stuck in the VR. Don't get scared, guys. All right. So the name is Gangle. She has the Velcro as well. But her body is, oh, she's not in the thing. Okay. Usually her body is like just strings kind of, but the way they made it, I like that they made this plush. And again, it has the Velcro so they could hang, and their legs are long, you know. I'm not going to take it out right now. But what's cool about this figure is, not only is she happy, ready guys, you can take this off, and she has another face underneath. This completely comes off. Oh, I got some cardboard on here. This face comes off on the other side as well with Velcro, so you could take the complete mask off. So this reminds me of like Mardi Gras, is that how you say it? Like, you know, when you have the little, is that what it is, Mardi Gras? I don't know, one of those things, one of those holidays. So that's really cute. I like this one. I do like this one. So they are part of this, and the other figure and this guy, he's the ringleader, and then, you know, and then the jester and all that. But when I get the other ones, I will show you those too. And then I think before I wrap all this stuff, probably not going to start wrapping Danny stuff till like November, but I got a bunch of other stuff I got to wrap first, but I think I will kind of go over again with you guys, kind of my final, my final thing, my final gifts. So I could show you, everything that he's getting. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the videos today. I think I'm gonna not put them together because I wasn't sure. I thought this might be only like 30 minutes or so that's when I was gonna combine them, but I think I'm gonna kind of do part 1 and part 2. Otherwise it's gonna take forever, because if I put these together, I'm gonna have to wait probably about 2 hours or so for them to combine with the program I use to combine them, and that's gonna be a pain in the ass. And I kind of want to watch them, and how I do this is I'll upload the first one and I will watch it back as it's kind of uploading, and then I could finish watching it after it uploads, and then after the first one is up for a little bit, I'll put the second part up. Yeah, because the first one's over an hour, this one's over an hour, so if somebody wants to watch it, part 1 and then tomorrow part 2, or however you want to do it. But anyway, I'm gonna go because my teenagers should be home very shortly, any minute, and I hope that everyone enjoyed my videos today. And I will be back like I said, as the holidays are fast approaching. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys a lot more stuff. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys what I decide to get for me for Christmas, and also what I get for my kids. Like I said, Prime Day deals are coming up the 7th and 8th, I believe it is. And I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of other places, not just Amazon, that is doing like a deal that week or those couple days, because they're in competition. They want to, So I'm sure you're going to see other places like Best Buy and Walmart and all those places. Target probably too. I don't really shop at Target unless I have to, unless I have a gift card. That's usually when I'll shop at Target. But yeah, so I'll be sharing that all with you guys. Don't forget to stay tuned for my silicone, my full body silicone girl. In case you missed that, I talked about that on part 1, so go check that out, and I talk all about that. And I will see you next time. So the next time I will see you, it will be for a box opening. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, guys, just exciting stuff coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Take care.